What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Herman Star back again with another video. If it's that camera, but anyways, we're back again with another video, and I'm here to do the Scorpio full moon reading for the sign of Cancer. So if you have Cancer in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, and anywhere in your planet, this is for you. What's going on, Cancer? What's going on, anybody who decides to watch this video, especially if you subscribe. Thanks for checking it out. I have some notes here before I get into the tarot read. Of course, we will get to the tarot. I have the oracle cards here as well. Before I get into that, I just want to detail pretty much a small message for each of the signs I'll be reading for today. Before the tarot, I will try to remember to work on timestamps so you can skip to the section you want to go to the most, or rewind anywhere if you want to get a message, right? So the message I have for Cancers today, as far as this full moon, how's it's going to affect you, the Scorpio full moon is going to affect you, is pretty much what the full moon is. It's about, or today's full moon is about stepping into your power and realizing where you're giving away your power. Once I saw that Cancer was one of the signs that was going to be chosen by the generator for me to read today, I had a feeling like I knew exactly what you needed to do, but I wanted to, of course, do research before I gave, my answer as to what I feel is best for Cancer to do to tap into the Scorpio full moon energy. So one of the answers that I got for you, or at least something that I came up with upon the research to pretty much make the message concise, is Cancers, as far as you learning about or taking back your power, it's to be able to receive without guilt tripping yourself, but also receiving without martyring yourself, meaning without acting as if though you're going to like, in a way, being upset if you give to somebody, and let's just say you gave someone your last dollar. You chose to do that. That was your power to do that. But now you're upset that you don't have money. Now you're upset that this individual who you gave your last dollar to, it doesn't show any type of thanks. They didn't say thank you, didn't any of that. They don't reciprocate by helping you out in a time of need. None of that, right? Well, you are the one who had the power to save your last dollar or not give that individual whatever, right? You have to understand that even if it is someone that you care about, or even if it's a situation where you feel bad for the person, at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself. And the thing about Cancers, out of all the zodiac signs, I would say that people say that they're very much the most sensitive. But, if we're going to not be toxic about it and tease them about their sensitivity level, I am going to say that they have a big heart, a very big heart, a very giving big heart. And because of that, Cancers tend to express that sensitivity, but also they tend to be the first sign to give their last dollar, give their shirt off their back, give. And when they receive, or when they, a shadow side of them is when they don't receive anything back, it's a problem. Because it's not necessarily giving from a heart, it's giving to get something. And that can be a problem. But also, they can automatically just, again, like I said, martyr themselves. Not murder, but martyr themselves, making themselves to be this hero of some sort. Like, okay, I did this thing, and I gave this thing away. I gave my time. I gave whatever. I knew it was going to hurt me in the long run, but I did it anyway. And it's like, that's you and your ego, and you just want to have some weird type of flex over somebody, or something to tell yourself that you're a good person, where you don't need to do all of that to know that you're a good person. As I said, that cancers, y'all really already have or are known for having big hearts, known by people who don't go around just ishing on y'all for no reason, right? Y'all have big hearts. That right there is enough for you, if I was a Cancer, at least for me to sit back and say, hey, like, I'm a good person because of what's in my heart, this big ass heart that I got. So take back your power. Own up to how you believe yourself to be. Don't go based off of, I want people to feel this way about me, so I'm going to do things for people so they can view me a certain way. Don't do that. Also, don't do the thing where you're just giving away stuff and then blaming people when they don't give it back. Yeah, sure. The right thing to do for people, if they are, if they've received any type of help, is to then return said help when the individual who has helped them out at some point, is in need of help. But you can't control everybody. You can't control everybody. You can't look at everybody and expect them to do what you do. So with that being said, if you are going to be in this giving mode, whether it's today, whether it's any other time of year, whether it's Cancer season, you have to do it with the idea that, one, I'm not doing this because I want to control the person's actions or perception of me. I can only control myself, and therefore, if I'm going to do this, it's because of the kindness out of my heart. If I'm going to do this, it's because I genuinely like to give things to people, and I like to look at myself as a good person. I don't care what everybody else says. I don't care what that stranger is thinking about me when I gave this homeless person $1 or whatever the case is, right? I don't care if people see me doing it. And that's a shadow side of Cancer. Again, y'all will do things because you want to be perceived as a good individual when you're already a good person based off of how big your heart is and how, just giving of a sign that you are. It's like if any sign was the most innate, I guess, good sign, it would be Cancer's, but you have a shadow side just like everybody else. And I have some Cancers in my family, and I have, Cancers who've watched these videos, and I've seen y'all shadow side. That's all I'm saying. But that's a quick message that I have for y'all. I know 7 minutes in, I say quick. We'll get into the tarot. It'll take however long it does take. It's the weekend, so it ain't like I got much else to do. I would like to go out for a walk, but it is kind of rainy. But still, walking is a thing. But anyways, I'm here. If you would like a personal read from me, you're able to book that by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Check out the other links down there as well. Yeah. I would not reach out to you though, so if there's anyone reaching out to you claiming to be me, offering you reads or, whatever, it is not me. I only do reads, and I would not reach out to you. Okay? Alright. So you have a couple cards here. Let's get it started. We start with the 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay, let me look at my Roman numerals right. Yes, 6 of Cups in reverse. Speaking of, I guess, branching off that message, this may seem, but this is you idolizing the past. I think there's a situation with somebody that you grew up with that you need to let go. There may have, I don't know if there was necessarily, well, maybe. There probably was a falling out with this individual, or there's a falling out that needs to happen that you're not allowing to happen simply because you've known this person for X amount of time. I say this all the time to people, to myself. I don't care how long I've known you. If time is up, time is up. You gonna be, oh, that's harsh, that's cold. It is what it is. That's what I call it. But it's the same thing for you. Time is up with this individual. It seems time is up, but you're not allowing the time to be up because of how long you may have known this person, probably since childhood. You all may have had a past together. I won't say this past was romantic, but it was very loving, very, friendship vibe, probably even sibling like vibe, where this individual is not necessarily your real blood related sibling, but it's the type of relationship you guys have or had. It's like that. But you have the tower in reverse that comes right after that. And this is why I say that there's really some resistance here to change what's going on in this situation here. Now, when I say change, I know I was saying like there's something that needs to end. But it could simply just you two starting over, as if like you were two strangers just meeting for the first time and getting to know each other. It could simply be that, where you can keep this relationship with this individual, but it's like a factory reset on you all's relationship. Everything gets wiped out. Everything from the past, everything gets wiped out. And I know that's not how humans work, but we created computers, so we can do that if we really wanted to have like a refresher within our relationship. But something needs to end. Clearly, when you have the tower in reverse, that's you halting the inevitable and for lack of better wording. And you may think you're doing something good by not allowing this, friendship to end, whether it's a situation where, again, you and this individual need to not just be friends, or again, you two need a factory reset on your relationship. Meaning, again, whatever happened in the past, whatever, it's like I said, it's like the analogy of two strangers meeting for the first time. You all essentially just need to get to know one another, because it just seems as though as the years gone by, obviously you grew into yourself, they grew into themselves. And maybe your personality, your being and their being, y'all just don't mesh the way that y'all used to. Again, because you grew into yourself, they grew into themselves. It's probably a situation where y'all was growing apart. If, again, this is someone that is very important to you to the point where it's like, I can't just, toss them to the side. I can't just leave this person, my advice again is factory reset your relationship. And the thing is, that can only happen if both parties agree to it. If you're like, listen, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's start from the start. Let's tear like the past and everything. Let's get to know one another, so when we move forward, we actually know each other now. Not for who we used to be, but let's get to know each other now. And they're like, no, I don't want to, or I can't do it for whatever reason, or vice versa. If they say that and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. The past is, too sweet for me to just forgive. That was a past, babes. That was a past. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in 2025 now. This is not 2005. This is not 2015. This is not 1995. This is not whenever that past was. So it's like, it is, like I said, it's something that works when only both parties are able to agree to it. If not, then to me, again, like as the Tower card in reverse is saying, you're just hanging on and stalling the inevitable ending that is meant to happen. Also, I think part of why you're doing this is because you fear probably being alone. Maybe that could be the reason as to why. There may have been a situation in the past where you've ended a relationship or a friendship, a close friendship with somebody, and that left you alone for some time. And you don't want to be alone. Maybe that's applicable to somebody out there. Your next card is the Four of Cups. All right, so this is contemplation. This is someone who is pretty much apathetic, indifferent as well. This is very much, like I said, I think you're the one it's looking like, honestly, you're the one that's like, you're not really satisfied with how things are with this individual once again. But you don't necessarily want to make any type of moves to change. Now, that does get better with your last card. It seems like movement at least is happening. But this could be you as well. This could be very much you or energy close to you that's like, yeah, no, Cancer, I don't. But you can tell they're not really feeling this situation either, but they also don't want to do anything. It's very much like in this frustration mode of, I know you're not happy, but you're also not doing anything to make yourself happy or change the way things are in order for you to be happy, but you would rather wallow in this unhappiness. There's many different ideas. I see these cups in this situation as many different ideas and avenues that are presented to them as to how they can get what they want, what they desire. Cups, is one of the material things in the tarot that, speaks about desires and things in that nature, right? What do we want? And as you can see, there's four of them here, and this gentleman is still unimpressed. So I see this as, many different ideas, maybe tarot readers, maybe guidance counselors, maybe, whatever people come into you or you come into them, but still not taking their advice. I really hate that. Don't do that shit to me. But nonetheless, people come into you come into them, or, people coming to you even with ideas and advice on how you can, again, if this is you, how you can create this happiness, how you can go about this relationship. And it's like, you're clearly unhappy, but you're also not taking the advice. That's immature. At the very least, that is very much immature to me. If it's like to me, it's like you really don't know what you want. You say you want happiness, but don't want to do anything about it. But you don't want to be in this unhappy state, so you claim. There's only a choice. There are only two choices, and one has to be made. You're either going to do something about this unhappiness, or you're going to sit there and sit in the unhappiness, but you also cannot complain. I mean, you can complain. You can do what you want at the end of the day, but it just won't make sense. And if you want to view yourself as this sensible individual, doing things like that won't make you look like a sensible individual, if you ask me. Anyways, your last card is the Two of Pentacles here. This is why I said that it is good to see that there is some movement here. This is adaptation. This is asset management, prioritizing things as well. So tapping into that Scorpio full moon energy and empowering yourself. It seems it's like you're going to work on yourself. You're going to work on what you can control, probably working on your finances. You know what I'm saying? Be like, instead of me stressing over this individual, I'm going to get this money. I hear that's Cancer. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it does, pretty heavy read right here as far as the tarot go. We'll see what the Oracle's about. The Oracle cards are never really heavy. That's why I love this deck. It's meant to empower, encourage, all that stuff. It says also on the, the cards, it said, or at least the box that I have, it says clarify. I really hadn't used this deck much to clarify much, to be honest with you. I don't know why. Maybe I have, and it's I don't know. But oh yeah, before I show you your card, usual promo stuff. Again, if you would like a personal first of all, if you didn't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Please hit that like, comment if this is relative to you, how so. share and subscribe. Thanks for those who've been doing all of that. Appreciate the support. I will definitely want to continue to be as consistent as possible. So the people who do subscribe, who do watch, give them what they deserve, which is good content and some guidance. All right. If you would like a personal read, once again, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Check out the podcast link in the description box as well. I'll think about producing more podcast episodes on YouTube. If that's something you would want me to do, then let me know. All it takes is one person to say I would like that, and guess what? I'll do it. But today's oracle card, as you have here, is making plans. Okay, making plans. Chart your course with intention. The future is yours to design and navigate. Definitely an empowering card right here for the energy of the full moon in Scorpio. Once again, empowering you to make a plan, empowering you to take control of your situation. Again, as I was saying at the beginning of this video, don't go based off of how other people are going to perceive you. Don't go based off of how you think you should be in order to control other people's thoughts. Do what you want to do. Do what's in your big old heart. And if people start to call you selfish, if people start to say things about you that you don't necessarily want to be perceived as, obviously it depends on the situation, but you are going to be met with folks who, as someone who is of a sign that is that is known for giving as well. When you start to give more to yourself, one of the first things people say to you is you're being selfish for giving to yourself. Do I want to? I mean, the video's long enough. I'm going to share this situation. I usually only do it for Virgo and any of my, big three signs, but I'll do it. Why not? So I have this coworker one day last year. Was it last year or whatever, right? We went out for lunch, went to this pizza spot, ordered pizza for myself, for him, right? We only get 30 minutes for lunch. It's, a big ass box of pizza. So we couldn't finish that in 30 minutes. I think there were a couple slices left. I let him have the box, right? Yesterday, same coworker. We went to another pizza spot, right? This time I ordered a small box, right? All to myself, right? Ate a slice, again, didn't finish the rest. He felt a certain way because, and again, I paid for it. It wasn't like he paid for it and like he chipped in and I kept it. No, both times I'm paying for these pizzas, right? I pay for it. I keep the box this time. It's a small box compared to the other box that he got. He got more pizza, bigger slices, whatever, and he didn't have to pay for it. But he was making like little sly comments here and there about trying to guilt trip me into feeling bad because he went and he only got a slice. Not a slice of my pizza, but he went there and he only bought a slice of pizza from the place and I bought a small box. Nonetheless, I share that story just to say to y'all, there are going to be people as soon as you start to take care of yourself, even something as simple as buying your own damn lunch, you know what I'm saying, and not sharing it. Y'all get paid the same, y'all work the same job. They got money, you got money. If they don't got money, that is not your problem. But, you know what I'm saying, y'all in the same position as far as work goes and all that, right? But even a situation like that where you're not sharing your own lunch or whatever, people going to start calling you selfish. You can't let that affect you at one point. You eat your pizza, eat whatever, in their damn face, you enjoy yourself. You start to give to yourself, and those who, again, don't want to use you for your kindness, they won't do that. Because one of the reasons I gave up on, trying to people please a long time ago. But then there are people, not even just at this job, but elsewhere, who praise me all the time for how selfless I am. So it's like, am I going to take offense to this one individual who's just greedy as fuck? Or am I, going to, look into myself and say, I know I'm not selfish. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time I paid for, a meal and gave you an entire box, I could have taken this and said I paid for it, but nah. You know what I'm saying? There was that. There was no agreement, of saying that every time I buy a meal for myself, I gotta share it with you, nigga. Like, anyways, I'm going on and on and on. Hopefully you got something from this video here. If once again, you got anything from this video, this reading, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, you would like a personal read, shoot me an email. I want to thank you for trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Peace out.